Hey friends, welcome to Creative X. My name is Brad Hussey. I'm a web designer. I have a buddy named Darren Alderman, and he made the grave mistake of using an inferior website builder to create a landing page for his app that he built. We'll forgive him. Darren created an app called Sendth.at, which is a very useful and simple app that sends text, links, files, and photos between devices. It's especially helpful if your household is on a different digital ecosystem. So for example, Darren, for some reason, uses a PC. To each their own, right? But he also uses an iPhone. Now, the two obviously don't like each other, so it's actually quite hard to send files and links and stuff between the two. So what he did was he created a solution. Sendth.at allows you to just simply send text, links, files, photos to any of the devices. Really easy. It's quite a cool app. And he built it with no code, so that's even more impressive. Also, Darren is a really talented no-code app developer, and he's put together a special guide for you, Creative X crew, to show you how you can create your app in 1 week or less without code. So the link to that is in the description below. He's also going to tell us a little bit about it later, so stick around to the end of the video so you know how to get access to that and what to do next. Now let's see if Darren is willing to rebuild his app landing page in Editor X. A much wiser choice.
You made a wise choice, Dick.
If I do say so myself. Let's ring him up now.
Ring, 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 banana phone.
Banana phone joke. This is stupid. I wonder if Sendth.at can send that to dumb. This is stuff for the blooper reel. Let's ring him up. Hey Darren, how's it going, man?
It is great. Thanks for asking.
Sweet. Cool, yeah. What are we working on today?
Yeah, so I wanted to kind of delve into your expertise. I created this landing page for this app I made a little while back inside of Card, and I'm just not really happy with how it's turning out.
What's the, like, I've heard of Card, but I haven't really used it. What's the deal with Card?
Yeah, it's affordable way to put a landing page together, and they have a lot of templates, and so that's kind of what I used to get started. But now as I'm like trying to tweak things, I'm finding it a little limited and don't really know what to do.
Okay. I want to pull up the page. It's pretty straightforward, right? Like, I mean, there's not too much here. It's just basically, here's what it is. Call to action to start using the app. Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty basic here, and I think we can tweak this. Do you want to try redesigning and rebuilding this in Editor X?
I'm totally down for whatever you think is best.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think we can redo this in Editor X. The way I start Editor X sites is I always start with the design library. I always start with the site styles. So the typography and the colors are the main things. Okay. And that really helps so that when I start building out other components like buttons or backgrounds or any of these things, the site styles will automatically apply so that we are just using the colors right from that brand kit, so to speak.
Right.
I want you to click on site styles.
Okay.
Go to colors.
Colors.
And then change let's start just to test this out. Click on edit color range for the background and text. And add the background color that you have for your current Sendth.at site, which is like that cream color. If we want to maintain the same branding. Nice. That came through. Sweet, and it already reflected. Okay, so now your action color, in my opinion, is like for your buttons and stuff. Mm-hmm. This like kind of salmon red.
Yes.
Update the action color to be that color. All right, so now what you're gonna do, now that you've got that figured out, I'm gonna let you add 3 more colors, and I'm thinking it's like this blue, this kind of gold, and if there's any other color, it's really just those 2. Maybe if there's another one, feel free to add those because they might come in handy when we're building out. I'm gonna let you do that while I just start structuring out the header.
Okay, sounds good.
I went ahead prior to this and I downloaded all of these SVGs. And I'm just going to upload them so that we have access to them.
Oh, cool.
So just give me a moment here and I will do that. So because it's SVG, you can actually change the colors of the SVG. So if you ever change your brand, it's amazing. So you just like click on this and you have your brand color. So if you like changed your brand, or if you want to do like light mode, dark mode, or just any of this, like you can change it so easily.
That's cool.
So anyway, I think that's so cool. And then the vector art opacity and any of that sort of stuff is here. I'm going to add an image in this cell. I'm going to change the image. I'm going to use Unsplash. You can actually use media from Wix, Shutterstock, and Unsplash. Let's check if Wix has something. I want like a guy on a computer or on a phone, businessman on phone. And then I'm going to stretch that out. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unstretch that and I'm going to make it 100% of the width, because now I can change the focal point to be somewhere around here. It's not going to change this view, but if once it's responsive and it starts to crop the image, maybe it's like this. Yes. It will make sure that it stays focused where the computer is in focus. Okay.
You don't know.
So that works for me.
How many, like on other website builders, I've spent, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, like going to Canva, exporting it, re-uploading it to see if it'll fit with when I do responsive, and then going back to adjust it a little bit more. That focal point thing is so cool.
Oh, it's so great because because otherwise you have to like create separate assets when this is just like, no, this stay focused here. I love it. It's a great feature. Okay, so now I got that. But I want to overlay like that red. And so I'm going to go background, change the background to like our primary red color, the salmon color, and then the image opacity, I'm going to bring that down. So now we're seeing more of the background. I'm going to go with something like 25%. So I'm going to add another image here, drag it in. Change the focal point so that we're more focused on the phone. Make sure his face is still there so it's not, there we go. And then I'm gonna kind of create like this mock phone style. So let's do that by going to design, border. I'm gonna give it a border like I'm gonna kind of create like a bit of a UI here. So it's like 10 pixels. But I'm going to use like a border radius of like 10 or maybe 20.
That's super creative. Wow. I've never thought to do that before. That's so cool.
That worked like way easier than I thought it would. I didn't know how I was going to, that worked great. Now, what I'm actually going to get you to do is under site styles, go to typography and update the font sizes. All right, so now that we're doing that, I'm just gonna add another quick section below this. It's gonna be blank. And I'm gonna make the background color like the gray. It's a little tall for me. It's gonna be like 200 pixels. And I'm gonna add an element. It's gonna be a title. I'm gonna use our level 2. And I'm gonna vertically and horizontally center that. Add a new section. Actually, before I do that, I want to take the 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't want it to be stacked. I'm gonna have it be like 1, 2, 3 side by side. So I can actually find, there's a couple ways I think I can do this. I can go to the pre-built compositions And under like features, I could do like, yeah. It's like Editor X has like pre-built components that you can use and then customize just to save time on coming up with what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I typically like it, like think about like cards on the screen to kind of, so it's not like it doesn't take up the whole screen. So there you see like the background, and then you have, so maybe I like the ones with numbers. Those are always nice if you're trying to do the step 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it seems to work. So looking at this here, we have step 1 upload. Maybe what I'm going to get you to do is leave 1, 2, 3 as your step 1, step 2, step 3, and add upload as the title, and then whatever your description was below it. And we don't need the buttons. I'm actually just going to delete the button. And because this is called a repeater in Editor X, you only need to edit the first one for design changes, and all the rest follow suit. So if I wanted to change this color, I would go like this, and they all change.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so I'm going to try this. I'm going to add a shape to this. Now it's in the wrong order. Maybe I can move it up, and then I can change the shape to the ones that we uploaded. That kind of works, but I'll let you make the final executive design decision here once you're done doing that. Next, we have, I think, the final call to action, which is sharing between devices should not be a pain. Start using Send That today. Okay. So what I'm going to do is add just like a wide bar section. Be blank. The background is going to be that dark. And I'm going to add a big heading, and then I'm going to add our button that I saved as an asset under our Send That library. So Salmon CTA button. Oh, I think I saved the whole container as an asset. I don't actually want that. So I'm just going to go up here, save the button. There's our button, drag it in. I'm gonna make sure it's aligned, and then created on Editor X. Okay, so let's see how you're doing up here.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Can you move this last little line? Can you add some spacing?
Yeah, like from the line prior to. Okay. All right. How are we doing on your end?
I think we're doing good.
Okay.
Can we? It feels like where it says how to send that work, it feels like that's kind of separated from the 3 steps.
Okay.
So could we either combine those 2 sections or make the 3-step section a little bit closer or smaller so that you can see those in the same frame?
Let's try this.
I think it's looking pretty good. I love what you did with the bottom section, the final call to action. I think I really like the red and the dark contrast with the background.
Sweet. Cool. Okay. I think what we need to do now is just make sure this works on these devices. So I'm going to rip through real quick here. All you got to do is just like go to like tablet view and then see what it looks like at the screen size. Obviously things are a little wonky. So I'm going to hide this on tablet, and I'm going to refocus the focal point on this gentleman's face. How's that look?
I'm really liking it. Yeah, this collaborative feature is so cool. Wow. I remembered we need to make the button go to my actual app.
Oh yeah.
So should it be a web address or an anchor?
Make it a web address. An anchor is like if you wanted to slide down to another part of the page, like if you said learn more and then you slid down to that, do a web address and then put whatever the web address is for your actual app. And it looks like you connected it to app.sendth.at. Sweet. Okay.
I say send that with the .at.
Okay, sweet. Send that with the .at. Got it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my site, our site. Where am I? Here. And I'm going to go to site, transfer site. It's going to take me to my manage dashboard, rename site. That's it. Send that. Good enough for now. You can make whatever changes you want once it's handed over to you. I'm going to transfer the site, and I'm going to keep my role as the website manager after the transfer, which allows me to keep working on the site. So it's like, that's probably what you do in a real client situation. So if you hired a client or you got hired by a client, worked on a site, transferred the site to their Editor X account, but maintain website manager access so that you can, when they're like, hey, I actually need this different or a new page, you can do that. And then if they fire you and want to move on to somebody else, then they can actually remove you. So you can remove me as a website manager at any point. If I wanted,
I would never do that.
I would never do that. You're too kind. I confirm that I'm transferring ownership to you. This is now your site. And if you don't accept it within 3 days, then it will cancel and expire and it will remain in my possession. Got it. That was very, very fun. And really not that hard.
Surprisingly fun.
Sweet, man. So, okay, let's take a moment then. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. What's the deal with that app, though?
About what the app is for?
What is it? And also tell me a little more about what you're up to and what more people can find you, what we need to be doing next with Darren now that we've spent significant time with you.
Yeah, so that app was created for myself. I was traditionally a Mac person, Apple person, but when I wanted to do more kind of online work, streaming, that type of thing, I moved to a PC. So I have my Apple iPhone, but then I have my PC computer, and royally frustrating to try and transfer photos or links or anything between the two. So I was like, I can make an app for this with no code. And that's when I built Sendth.at. And so all you have to do is go on there, put in the text or the image or the file, upload it. It gives you a code, and then you can go to your computer, enter that code, and then download it. So there's no emailing back and forth or having to plug up your phone to your computer. It's just uploads to the cloud really quickly, gives you a code, download it, boom, good to go. And so there's apps on the App Store that will allow you to do that, but you have to create an account and log in and all that good stuff. And I'm just let's just keep it stupid simple.
Oh, it's so great. And you just created that without code, right?
Exactly. Yeah, no code. That is, I grew up in web development, or not grew up, but I traditionally was a web developer, built websites like this. But one day I was introduced to building apps with no code, and it just kind of blew my mind. And so it's similar to building websites where you're dragging and dropping and adjusting settings, but now you're actually building apps that you can interact with databases and build real functioning apps that can do really cool things like sending stuff between your devices.
Wow, that's cool. That's neat. And that to code that yourself or to program it yourself, assuming you know how to do that, takes significant, time, effort, resources, and a lot of unnecessary reinventing of the wheel, I imagine.
Yes, sir. Even last night I was working on a project that required a little bit of custom code, and it's just so frustrating to have to figure out exactly how to type something when all you really want to do is, just do this. Just do it for me. Take care of everything that's hard so I can have fun creating this freaking project.
That's so funny. It's so true. It's that's what we did there with the site. It's I know how to code that entire thing we just did, but we would still be on making the hero section responsive. like right now. So it's like, it's totally unnecessary. And then I like to say it democratizes the building process. You've got the idea, you've dreamed up an amazing vision for solving a problem. And now you just want to execute on it and do it quickly and just get it done. And so that's cool. So with this whole talk of no code and apps, what is it like, where can people find more about you, and what is it that you're doing right now that, you know, people should be checking out?
Yeah, so I am full-time helping other people build apps for their businesses or for their startups. And I'm using no-code technology to do that. So I'm all in the space of helping people build apps with no code. So I have a guide I can share with you called How to Create an App in 1 Week with No Code. Sweet. And it just walks you through a bunch of resources that I love to use and shows you how to do it step by step.
Cool. We're gonna link that up. So you're gonna shoot me over the link, and I'll put it in the description of the video here. We'll pop it up on the screen as well, the URL. We'll make sure that we're having that popped up, and do any of the YouTube stuff with the cards. We'll do all that fun stuff. And Darren, it's great chatting with you again and working with you on this.
Thanks for everything, Brad.
Cheers. All right, friends, that's it for this one. Make sure to check out Darren's guide in the description below so you can build your own app in 1 week or less without code. And as always, like the video, subscribe, join the Creative X crew, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. Banana phone. Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone. Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm.